Sometimes I just look into the void of the universe and just say, hey, show up. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. And today I wanted to mix it up and I want to do something for realtors out there. Living in San Diego, I deal with a lot of brokers, real estate agents. It is a completely saturated market. And I honestly feel bad for you guys. And this is why. Real estate, especially in Southern California, is cutthroat. It just is. It's a very challenging market to deal with, especially because San Diego is the perfect storm of low wages and high property values. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like a house costs $1 million, even unless you want to hear gunshots at night. I mean, that's the median average. Everyone wants to live in Southern California because it's desirable property. So what you do when you have to sell real estate and you're in a market where you have a ton of competition and some of the bigger agencies have more advertising dollars than you do, how do you make it so that more people see your listings, come check you out, engage with your social media, any of this stuff? Although I regularly do PR and visibility, today we're just going to talk real estate from a PR and sales from a real estate perspective. So if you sell real estate, you know someone that sells real estate, whatever, tell them to tune in. Tell them to come check this out. I'm going to give advice, like I said, it's going to dabble in both sides. I'm going to teach like some really specific PR stuff, but I'm also going to teach some things to make your listings more interesting because a lot of them suck and they're boring. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. You need someone that loves you to tell you. My old marketing was abysmal, and I have no problem going back and saying, dude, someone should have thunked me in the head like a bad dog and said, this is terrible. This is why no one's buying from you. Before I get started, let's give a shout out to Jasper and Friends. Doug Barry, if you know someone with children, buy them these books. Jasper and Friends is a series of books about a rabbit named Jasper, and he's got a lot of friends that are barnyard animals, and there's these really cool, highly illustrated children's books that teach about reading and friendship, all the shit that passed me by as an adult. The books look amazing. Kids love them. They got really high reviews. I got Doug on TV like 4 times. But I love Jasper and Friends. It is an awesome series. I buy the books myself. I don't even have kids. I just like Jasper the Rabbit. I think he's cool. I've given Doug some ideas for future Jasper books, which he wasn't really thrilled about, and that's okay. But I thought they were funny. But anyway, check them out. Jasper and Friends. I think there's hyphens in the title and the URL, but if you just go on Google, like Jasper and Friends children's books, you'll find them. Highly recommend. Great series. All right. Now, real estate agents, let's talk. Or brokers, or mortgage lenders, or people in industry. I think this will help all of you. So I'm going to start off just talking about how to make your listings more impressive, get more people at the showings, things like that. And then I'm going to delve into the PR stuff, the really good shit about getting you on TV, about teaching you how to utilize PR for your real estate company. If you got questions, especially the TikTokers, if you have questions, feel free to reach out with messages, questions, whatever. So let's start with the listings. First of all, if you're using Facebook for your real estate listings, and it's just a couple of interior shots, an exterior shot, and then your post is just the price and a couple of features, you're way behind the curve, okay? You need dynamic social media for your listings, and you need to do what 90% of people are not already doing. I see these damn things every single day, and I'm not impressed, to be honest. And if I was a buyer, I would zoom right past this, okay? So how do we make our listings more sexy? How do we get more like eyes on what we're doing? First of all, it's important to sell the lifestyle, not the home. And what I mean is, if you're selling a home in San Diego, is it close to SeaWorld? Is it close to the beach? Is it close to festivals? Can you talk about anything fun that's going on near the neighborhood besides saying, oh, it's close to local schools? Who gives a shit? Make it dynamic, make it fun and engaging, and make the description something that's fun to read. Do you know how many boring real estate agents are on my Facebook feed because they haven't figured out how to creatively write to sell the listing? Tell me about some fun things that paint a picture in my head about the story of living in this house. What's exciting about it? And this is where a lot of real estate agents drop the ball, because they're not creative writers. I've written 15 books. I own a magazine. I was a tech writer for like 10 years, but I enjoy creative writing way more. So fancy up the writing, bring in emotions and the experience of living there, waking up to the smell of coffee, an ocean view, look around for landmarks in the area that are within a 10, 15-minute drive that are interesting to people. These are the ways you sell the house. Think of it like a dating app. You want to talk about the best features. Okay? Don't lie, but augment. In my Hinge profile, I'm about 6'3", 205, and washboard abs, bright green eyes, and a 7-figure bank account. Right on the money, just like how I am in real life, right? This is how you need to be writing, though. Creatively, fun. Focus on the lifestyle. Number 2, if you're doing listings like open houses, do community events. You ever had a taco truck at a listing? You ever had like a musical number, like a band or a singer? You ever had games for kids? Maybe a bouncy castle? Make your listing a spectacle. And I'm not saying you can do this with every single house you ever sell, but I'm saying you can, if you have a higher end listing that's not moving, get a bunch of people there. Get a booth or props where they can do social media there. They'll sell that freaking thing for you. But make it a community event. Bring people together for this listing instead of having like 2 people all day and you wasted your afternoon. Get creative with it. Throw a little money into it and have stuff there that's fun. Have a clown. Have some, your kid's high school band. Have something cool that won't piss off the neighbors, to where you can let people know, hey, we're having this open house listing, but besides just having warm pita bread and hummus, I'm going to have a band. I'm going to have a taco truck. I'm going to maybe some spotlights. Who knows? Make it a community-based event if you're trying to move this property. Okay, next, drone footage. A lot of real estate agents are using drone footage. Pretty cool, but not all of them are implementing the right way. Everybody's got the sweeping shot, just flying over the property. That's cool. Do you have something of the surrounding area? Do you have a blended video? Do you have like a really well edited video afterwards with like subtitles and music and all kinds of fun stuff? If you're using drone footage, make it look good if you're trying to sell a real estate listing. Okay? Take the time to get a good editor. And for God's sakes, do not make the video yourself. You don't know what you're doing. It'll look bad. Okay? You want to pay somebody professionally. You want different types of sweeping views. You want a sunset. You want the ocean. You want the beautiful mountains if they're nearby. Don't just use drone footage of the house. Surrounding areas. Even the freeways, if shot well, can be artistic. But you want a couple different things. Think of it like a TikTok, short form video. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. You want different things. creatively if you're using drone footage to sell real estate. Okay? You want subtitles, you want intros, maybe a 30-second intro just saying, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm selling this palatial estate right here. Let's take a look. And then boom, cuts to drone footage, cuts to the sun rising. See what I'm saying? Like, make this artistic if you're going to use drone footage. Don't just have like a drone flying over. Oh, hey, cool. Here's the backyard. That's great, but it's boring. And you wasted your time and you wasted a gimmick. Drone footage is a gimmick and it's awesome if it's done properly. Okay. Next, social media with a personality. Do you know, I swear to God, like 35% of the people in my Facebook feed are real estate agents, and so many of them are just cookie cutter. They're like little replicas of each other. It's either just, hey, we're all dressed up nice with full makeup and we're in the office together, trying to be pretty. Or, hey, here's my headshot. Or, hey, here's my listing. And then a couple of boring details about the house and the price. None of it is dynamic. None of it is fun. Social media with personality means you talk about yourself and you build rapport with people because you're interesting. Okay? Anyone that knows me knows that I love Iron Man. Look above my big meaty head and you see multiple Iron Man toys. Okay? If you watch any of my content, you know that there's Iron Man everywhere in my apartment. It's pretty much the only interesting thing about me. But it gives me personality. It's one of those things that makes me stand out. It makes me distinctive. And it's kind of funny that if you walk around my apartment, you're going to find an Xbox controller holder that's a kneeling Iron Man. People associate me with Iron Man. It's a quirky personality thing. So guess what? If you're a real estate agent, what's interesting about your personality that would capture people's attention? It can be a hobby. You can talk about your kids. It can be where you went to high school. It can be, maybe you like Vuitton purses, God help you. But there's usually something that adds a little bit of personality to you that you should be popping on social media so that you stand out. One of my favorite realtors of all time, Joseph McIntosh, and I will shout out this Navy veteran every single day if I have to. If you haven't seen his stuff and you're in real estate, you're messing up. His profile on Facebook is, I think it's Joe and Christy McIntosh, or Joseph and Christy McIntosh. But what makes Joe stand out? Short form, powerfully edited videos that are compelling. They tell a great story. He's a family man. His wife's incredible. I am so sorry that they moved from San Diego to the East Coast. I feel like I lost a family member when he took off. They came to my parties. They were great people. But what always stood out was his use of short form, professionally edited video that was themed. That's what social media with personality is all about. If you are a real estate agent and you are trying to move a house, you need to work on your personality. You need to have the thing that stands out. If I go to your Facebook and it's literally your MLS listing number and the brokerage you work for, and that's it, I'm just going to move on to the next person. I don't find anything dynamic or fun or interesting about that. You need to be unique. This is why people work with me in PR, because I'm not a cookie cutter PR guy. I'm a visibility strategist. I like Marvel movies. I like Star Wars. I'm a creative writer. I own a magazine. I have all these, and I'm an Air Force veteran too. I have all these components of my personality that make me stand out. And this isn't just advice for real estate agents. This is for any of you guys, or entrepreneurs, business owners, whatever. Stand out. Do things that make you unique. Okay? It'll pay off, I promise. All right. Let's veer over and let's talk about PR for real estate agents. We were just talking about how to fancy up the listings. Now let's talk about PR. For a real estate agent to truly stand out, they need interviews. And if you want more people to look at what you're doing, you need to be on TV. You need to create some business content like articles. LinkedIn carousels are really good. but you need more interviews. How do you get interviews if you're a real estate agent in an oversaturated market and you don't really feel like you stand out from your competitors? This is how. You need to come up with a unique angle that you can pitch to reporters and journalists and podcasters. And here's, if the disadvantage is the oversaturation of the real estate market, the advantage is that there are so many creative angles you can take to get media coverage and to get these segments. You can talk about housing numbers. Okay, if I live in San Diego, I'd be like, oh, okay, the housing numbers got released this month. Here are some trends in demographics. You can make a bold prediction. You say, hey, single family houses are no longer in vogue because the military families are moving out, blah, blah, blah. This is what the numbers indicate. Here's some predictions for 2026 based on these figures. You can talk about interest rates. God help you. I mean, that sounds boring as shit in the surface, but if it affects mortgages and the ability of people to get financing, and you can interpret data, not selling a moron like me, it's very useful. So the point is, you have all these cool angles in front of you as a real estate agent to get TV spotlights and get media interviews. You just have to come up with the proper angle. And maybe you need to niche out. Talk about ADUs. Talk about how they piss people off or they're an incredible investment opportunity. ADUs are one of the most controversial things that have ever come onto the real estate market, especially in San Diego. If you're trying to find affordable housing, they're a godsend. If you're trying to get some side income from some property you already have, they're amazing. If you're a neighbor, they're a freaking eyesore when your ADU loving neighbor is building like a 4-story ADU building in their backyard, taking away your view and creating, what's it called? Urban blight, where there's too much population density. Yeah. Nobody wants a 4-story ADU in Claremont. Okay. Neighbors are already like looking over each other's fences. It's getting a little weird. So anyway, point is, if you want to get on TV and you're a real estate agent, come up with a cool angle and just be knowledgeable about something. It can be about interest rates. You can be making predictions. You can be talking about, hey, this is what I've seen. Hey, here are 5 tips for first-time buyers. Hey, veterans, here's some things you need to know about the VA loans, VA home loan programs. Okay. But the more niche, the more rare your angle and your information is, the more likely you're going to get on TV. So start thinking about this from a TV producer's perspective. So if you could come on and you have an angle that's different from anybody else that's been on, and you're like, hey, this is what it's looking like for 2026. This is what the numbers are yielding. This is what people are buying. Here's some trends in commercial real estate. Here are 4 things you can do with a commercial real estate investment. Come up with something creative and have ChatGPT write it out for you if you like the sound of it, but you're just not a creative type that can think of this shit. I think of this all day long. And then just pitch the stations. You know how it goes. Every single big city for real estate agents is going to have ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, affiliates of the big stations, and you can direct pitch. Not hard to do. But you need to stand out as a real estate agent, especially in SoCal, Southern California. You have a lot of options, but remember, everything written about you is a win. Every TV interview is a win. Everything you do, you should have some type of media angle brewing that you can send out and pitch. PR should be part of your marketing plan. So if you're spending 15% of your time every week doing marketing stuff, social media, paid ads, blah, 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 PR should be a little part of that, where you're trying to get on TV, you're trying to get on podcasts, you're trying to get on media. And if you guys need help, reach out to me anytime you want. I always love talking about this stuff. Hey, Catching Honey, what's going on? Talking about real estate stuff today for PR, but I should really talk about your business model probably tomorrow. No matter what you guys are doing, though, entrepreneurs, business owners, whoever, get on TV. I've gotten 39 people on TV. It's not as hard as you would think. You don't have to be rich. You clearly don't have to be good looking. I've been on TV several times. I'm like a San Diego 6. You just have to have a cool story. You have to have a good angle, and you have to know who to pitch it to. It's not that hard. All right. Real estate agents. The goal is to turn yourself into a local celebrity. It's not as hard as it sounds. It just has to do with upgrades in what you're doing, getting on TV, getting seen a little bit more, maybe issue some press releases. Why isn't anyone issuing press releases for listings? I don't get it. If I was trying to sell a $10 million house, I would be issuing press releases like not going to say a bad word. Often. I would say often. But there's a lot of things that real estate agents can do in order to increase their perception as a local celebrity. We gravitate to celebrities. And I'll tell you right now, one of the most prominent local celebrities right now is King Amanpour. I have no affiliation with the guy. He gave me an award once. I think he's an amazing entrepreneur, very smart guy. I respect that he's a community fixture. But he is a legit local entrepreneur and celebrity because he's involved in community events. He's been on TV. He gets written about all the time. He's on billboards everywhere. After a while, you cannot deny that he is just about the most famous attorney in San Diego. It's probably why he has a gold car. But that's a perfect example of a local celebrity. You don't have to be as wide-reaching as he is, but it helps to have that plan. Not going to lie. When you're a legit celebrity, Tulsa real estate, people will want to work with you. They will seek you out over competitors. They will see you as the go-to, even if you cost more. All right. Gonna wrap this up in a minute. What's going on, Paul? Good to see you, man. In hindsight, I want to say focus on being seen in different areas. Real estate is very saturated. There's lots of realtors out there. Not all are cut from the same cloth. Don't be boring. Dress in bright colors. Get on TV. Do interviews everywhere you can. I'm positive there are podcasts about real estate. Come up with a unique angle. You can talk about finances. You can talk about, trends. You can talk about things that housing numbers and interpret the data for your audience. But the point is, you can sell real estate like everybody else, or you can become a celebrity and have people find you. Once I made that change, everything got different. I got 255 media interviews, got into PR, got on a couple pages of Google, and at this point, I really don't have to chase people. They find me. That's who I want you to be in the real estate world. I want you to be so visible in the real estate world with great social media, with unique drone footage and cool little TikToks and media interviews and getting written up in newspapers and all this good stuff, that all your dreams start coming true. People start finding you. Because celebrity status is contagious. Doing celebrity shit will attract people to you. I am literally going to Hollywood or LA to be in a movie this week. And I'm going to take a lot of photos. And this will just add to the allure of what I do. Real estate agents need to be the same type of person. Get that media. Get on red carpets. Get involved in community events. Be seen. That is it. Be seen. And that's how you're going to stand out from everybody else and the millions of other people that are selling real estate. So that's what I got for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I always appreciate you. Today was oddly specific. It was just real estate, but I just had this in my head, and sometimes I run with a creative concept. If you guys need anything, check out my website at garciaglobalmedia.com. If you need help getting more PR, more interviews, your media angle pushed out, press releases, coverage of Shift Magazine, whatever you guys need, I got it for you. GarciaGlobalMedia.com, or look up Rob the Warrior Strategist. I am here for you. All right. That's all I got for today. Thanks so much. Really appreciate all you guys on Facebook and TikTok and LinkedIn and YouTube and every place else. My goofy face is going out too. As always, stay famous. Love you guys.